Every one of us desires a better quality of life, and this desire drags a large chunk of the rural population to the urban areas. Their migration in search of better lives adds a distinct feature to the city's social fabric. However, poverty often forces them to take up shelter in the slums that lack basic amenities like electricity, sanitation, or clean drinking water. Every day, these slum dwellers have to walk through the untidy streets to their unsafe, overcrowded, and rugged tenements, where they live in unhygienic conditions. This was the life of 1.7 million households living in slums across 115 urban local bodies in Odisha, crushed every day under the pressure of never-ending poverty. To integrate these slum dwellers into urban fabric, the Odisha Livable Habitat Mission, OLHM, otherwise called the Jaga Mission, was launched in 2018.
Government of Odisha launched Jaga Mission, considered one of the largest slum empowerment program in the world. It combines two models. First, it implements land titling by granting heritable and non-transferable land rights to the urban poor. Secondly, it indicates in situ slum upgradation by improving civil amenities and basic civil infrastructure through community participation and Slum Dwellers Association empowerment.
The first two phases of the model have brought Odisha to the verge of attaining the goal of being the first slum-free state in India. While the first phase provided land entitlement to around 254,000 households, the second phase looked after the 9 infrastructure components that ensures transformed paved roads, buildings with facilities of stormwater drainage system, in-house electricity, water supply, and street lights in the locality. Additionally, establishment of individual household toilets and development of common assets like a multi-purpose community center, Parichay, open spaces, child play areas upgraded and transformed, and existing slums into Adarsh colonies. However, is infrastructural transformation alone enough?
The Jaga Mission provided in situ land rights as well as infrastructure and services to the slum communities to develop them into normal neighborhoods of the cities. What was further required was to build the capacity in the system so that the slum communities are able to manage their own communities and sustain the improvements made already. Thus, the capacity building program of the Jaga Mission was conceived.
Janaagraha, a non-profit organization, seeks to transform quality of life in India's cities and towns. The organization works with citizens and governments to improve quality of citizenship and quality of infrastructure and services. It aims to strengthen the leadership of Slum Dwellers Association for effective governance and mainstreaming through community participation.
Under its Sustainable Urban Development Smart Cities 2 or the SDAs 2 project, GIZ India has partnered with Janaagraha to support a large-scale capacity development initiative in the state of Odisha, which is being done under the Jaga Mission of the Housing and Urban Development Department, Government of Odisha.
In Odisha, we collaborated with the Housing and Urban Development Department, Government of Odisha, for the capacity building program of the Slum Dwellers Association leaders as the 4th tier of the governance, alongside the Union Government, State Government and ULBs through active participation.
RWA मानकर जो प्रेसिडेंट सेक्रेटरी और ट्रेजरर अच्छी से आम गोटे तालीम शिविर आयोजन करूँ जोटा कि कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग ट्रेनिंग से कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग ट्रेनिंग आम पूर्वर आम ट्रेनर्स मैंने ये सिलेक्ट करूँ से ट्रेनिंग नहीं कि भुवनेश्वर जागा मिशन ऑफिस रे ट्रेनिंग नहीं कि आसते आम जो ट्रेनिंग करूँ डिफरेंट फेजेस रे करूँ आमर टोटाल 172 स्लम्स आमर जो 172 RWA अच्छा से नहीं आम डिफरेंट फेज रे ट्रेनिंग करूँ.
The capacity building program initiated with pre-pilot phase and pilot phase before the full-fledged rollout of the training to incorporate the feedback and learning from these two phases. The trainings followed the cascading approach of starting with trainer of trainers, and then these trainers train the SDA leaders.
For this, a comprehensive logistics plan was developed to conduct a series of training within a span of 1 year. Standardized content was developed and IEC materials were created in the form of training manual, participant workbooks and facilitating videos in the local language. The training program also adopted a participatory approach and facilitated cross-learning among the participants that helped in the retention of knowledge.
The districts in Odisha were categorized into 7 clusters through a decentralized, cluster-based training of trainers, TOT model. ULBs organized the TOT in 2 rounds at the cluster level to provide an insight into their roles and responsibilities.
आमको जनाग्रह एवं जागा मिशन जरिया पुरी एवं भुवनेश्वर ठारे दिया जाइथिला जो 4टी मॉडल उपरे तालीम दिया जाइथिला आमे आसी नगरपालिका रे आउ बळका थिबा एसडीए रो प्रेसिडेंट सेक्रेटरी मान को डाकी समान को मध्य आमे वीडियो तालीम एवं ता सहित व्यक्तिगत भाव में तालीम देई तांको संपूर्ण भाव में कॉम्पिटेंट करिया परे आज सबो जटनी रे 13टी जाक अपग्रेड होइथिबा बस्ती सबो बस्ती रे आपण माने देखिबे संपूर्ण भाव में बस्ती बासिंदा माने उपकृत होउचंती एवं परस्पर भितरे सम्मति रक्षा करचंती।
यही ट्रेनिंग जो टीओटी माध्यम आम 2टी मॉड्यूल आम ट्रेनिंग पाइलु जमीती कि आमर एसडीए मैनेजमेंट एंड एसडीए एसेट मैनेजमेंट एसडीए मेंबर से मैनेजमेंट मेंबर्स मान ट्रेनिंग देला परे सुविधा से पाई पारिले जमीती कि आमर मासिक बैठक रेजुलेशन खाता परिचालन करबा एकदम बैंक पासबुक खाता भी केमती परिचालन करि पारले सेही ऊपर भी तदारख करि पारचंती मेंबर्स माने।
मॉडल 2 रे मु जो ट्रेनिंग नैथिली भुवनेश्वर कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग रे से रहितला हमर जल परिमल स्वच्छता केमती विपर्यय को आमे सामना करिवु से विषय में ट्रेनिंग नहीं कि आसिक आम साई रे सबू मेंबर एसडीआर मेंबर बस्तीर लोक समस्त एकाठी होइकि आमे तांको मानको ट्रेनिंग देथिलु।
Janaagraha maintains the records of all the participating slum leaders and master trainers across 2,919 SDAs. Based on these records, they created a detailed logistic map for the continuation of learning through audiovisual modes in 7 clusters.
The massive capacity building program required a technology intervention for a smooth program management. The Jaga SDA training app and the web dashboard was developed in partnership with the Housing and Urban Development Department, Odisha and GIZ India. The training app allows the trainers to enter all the data required from the training, including the attendance and the photographs. The web dashboard provides all the data analytics and helps in the real-time monitoring and data-driven decision making for a successful program management.
जहाँ ताको शिखा गला सेठी से माने प्रैक्टिकली एठी आसी कि मु देखिली किछिटा ताको भीतर चेंजेस आसी तो से माने रेगुलरली तापर मीटिंग करचंती तो तांकर जहाँ जहाँ ताको एमिनिटी दिया जाई जागा मिशन ने जेमती सेठी हमर पेवर रोड हेजी ड्रेनेज सिस्टम हला लाइटिंग लागिला स्ट्रीट लाइट परिचय गृह होईची तो से माने ताको प्रॉपर्ली यूटिलाइज करचंती आ तांको भीतर गोटे सेंस ऑफ ओनरशिप आसी से माने एक्चुअली जानि पारले जे से मानकर राइट्स कोन से माने सेथि पई आसी कि जेतलो किछि तांकर प्रैक्टिकली फील्ड लेवल किछि प्रॉब्लम होजी तो से माने आछंती हम संगे आसी डिस्कस करचंती तो आमे चेष्टा करछु जे तांकर जहाँ जहाँ किछि प्रॉब्लम होजी सेठी ताको सॉर्ट आउट करिकि तांको गोटे बेटर लाइफ दबु।
Capacity building training focuses on SDA leaders to effectively manage their communities, ensuring the sustainability of infrastructure development and promoting inclusive and accountable slum governance in Odisha.
आम गाँव कौन असुविधा समस्या धरिकी आम मीटिंग करूँ प्रत्येक मास मेंबर मान समस्त एक पानी समस्या रास्ता समस्या ड्रेन समस्या करंट पाइबेली समस्या शौचालय समस्या गोष्ठी समस्या एरा सबू आम मीटिंग कर प्रत्येक मसरे कौड़ा कौन समस्या थिले आ सब बीएमसी को जना करूँ
आम साहिर जेतिक भल काम करूँ से सब विषय रे आम साही की सचेतन करूँ बुझाऊँ से दायित्व रख सब गाँ आम साही आम रोड आम ड्रेन सब सफा सुथर रख बोली से आम सचेतन दौर
फाइल पत्र कि कम बैंक कम से विषय आमको ट्रेनिंग रे जन से आम शिखिकी जहाँ साई आसी बसिक आम जहाँ आय होता आम शांति श्रृंखल व्यवहार करम चलाऊ।
On this process, we are able to educate and trained more than 7,700 SDA leaders, in which 50% of the leaders were women. The basic purpose of this capacity building is to empower the leadership quality among the SDAs to foster the inclusive and participatory governance in urban Odisha.
GIZ India supports Janaagraha's vision of creating a sustainable capacity development platform that will ensure continued success and sustainability of the capacity building initiatives. and this in turn is enabling the government of Odisha's goal of transforming the slums into livable and vibrant habitats. This collaboration has ensured that sustainable development is ensured in almost all the 2,919 slums across the state of Odisha, covering all the ULBs.
Today, Janaagraha's robust foundation ensures the smooth running of the program, ensuring continuous empowerment of SDA leaders and fostering an ecosystem of self-governance that will transform the lives of 1.7 million urban poor in the long run, instilling a sense of hope and optimism.